Mirror date February 23, 2023, astrologer's forecast. February 23, 2023 is a mirror date that worries many people. On this day, a real portal of opportunity opens up. It is important not to miss a second of precious time and have time to do as much as possible. Bony Horoscope is with you. Daily and unique predictions. We begin. In February last year, there were 3 mirror dates in February, the main one being February 22, 22, after which the Russian army invaded Ukraine. However, mirror dates should not be considered only from a negative point of view. On such days, the energy potential is very powerful. Special circumstances are formed that change the usual course of things. In numerology, the meaning of the number 23 is interpreted in a dual way. 2 means pairing, perception, reaction, and 3 means exchange and development, interaction, perfection. Human life is directly influenced by numerology and astrology. One of the most mysterious is the number 23, which systematically makes changes in people's lives. 2 symbolizes the feminine and passivity, the moon and all its phases. The new moon, the growing phase, the full moon, the waning phase and the new moon. In other words, 2 is an active manifestation of what is in a potential state, but does not declare itself, does not affect the world around. This is an image of nature itself, as well as time, as a linearity in our perception. The 3 can be symbolically represented by 3 points and, if they are connected, they represent a triangle, but due to exchange and mixing, it can be an active triangle. The top of the figure is at the top, or a passive one, when the top is directed down. In any case, the 3 symbolizes the development and growth of interaction, since a plane can be drawn through any triangle, and in the case of a 2, these are 2 points, just a segment. The influence of these 2 figures is mutually exclusive, conflicting, since the calm 2 is forced to follow the path of the active 3. The number 23 is filled with an abundance of internal contradictions. The value of the number 23 corresponds to the results of the combined influence of 2, 3 and summing 5. 2 plus 3 equals 5. 5 is a breakthrough, your own awareness. A conscious personality rises above the forces of simple types of energy, the elements, a person who in his development is ready to go further than the components of nature, plants, stones and animals. Through 5 points, you can build a 5-pointed star. Remaining a part of nature itself, i.e. possessing the instinctive energy of manifestation, a person wants to become higher than a mere animal. This desire leads to the emergence of faith. A person breaks away from the lowest level of development and strives upward, to spirituality, awareness, knowledge. 5 is the so-called 5th element. In the metaphysics of Eastern teachings, it is the ether. In the understanding of the modern direction, it is the person himself, as a person. He is able to develop in himself precisely those qualities 2, 3, 5, which will perfectly complement and reinforce each other. The mirror date February 23, 2023 will bring drastic changes to all people, help to understand how to neutralize negative circumstances and bring balance to life. A very important day for those born on the 23rd of any month. Many will find that everything has finally fallen into place. The next stage of life will begin, a new field for activity will appear. The positive characteristics of the number 23 include enterprise, love of freedom, talent, sociability, excellent intuition and a high level of energy. And to the negative, impulsiveness, conflict, egocentrism, pettiness, inconstancy. Which of them will prevail depends on the person himself. Therefore, 23 is also the number of a person, 2 plus 3 equals 5, who made himself on his own, in accordance with his own free choice. Numbers rule the world, so said Pythagoras. The energy of the number 23 is key, even mystical. The sacred meaning of 2 and 3 carries a deep meaning. The Illuminati in ancient times very often used these numbers in their rituals. A person receives 23 chromosomes from his father and mother each, which determine his hereditary characteristics. The end of the world, according to the beliefs of the Mayan Indians, will come exactly on the 23rd. There are 23 letters in the Portuguese alphabet, as in a number of other world languages. It is important that 2 divided by 3 gives 0.666, which mystics believe is the number of Satan. It is with this number that the terrifying events in Hiroshima, which was bombed on August 6, 1945, 6 plus 8 plus 4 plus 5, U003D23, are associated. The inclination of the Earth's axis relative to the plane of rotation of the planet is slightly more than 23 degrees, 23 times brighter than the Sun. The length of the decimal notation of the factorial of the number 23 is 23. There are 23 intervertebral cartilages in the human body. Blood makes a complete revolution in the body in 23 seconds. There are 23 joints in the human hand. Writer, philosopher and conspiracy theorist Robert Anton Wilson calls William Burroughs the discoverer of the mystery of the number 23. According to Burroughs, around 1960 he met a certain Captain Clark in Tangier, who once boasted that he had been sailing the sea for 23 years without a single incident. On the same day, Clark's ship was in an accident, as a result of which both he and everyone on board died. That same evening, while Burroughs was reflecting on what had happened, the radio announced that a plane had crashed in Florida. The captain's name was Clark, and the flight number was 23. After this eerie coincidence, Burroughs began to collect strange occurrences that featured the number 23. The manifestation of mysticism associated with the number 23 can also be observed in films. For example, in Die Hard 3 Inches the train derailed at the 23rd station. In Twin Peaks, Laura Palmer was killed on February 23. In 1998, the film, The Number 23 Inches was filmed by director Hans Schmidt. It was based on a true story. It tells the story of young computer hackers who were simply obsessed with the number 23. From all of the above, we can conclude that the magic number 23 undeniably influences many aspects of human life, filling it with an inexplicable and mysterious meaning. Many significant historical events are associated with it, which forever changed the course of history. February 23, 2023 is the 4th day of the lunar month. Its symbol is the tree of knowledge of good and evil. This is the period when we begin to see the effect of our actions, when all is not lost and the mistake can be corrected. The moon is in Aries, which is favorable for undertakings, active actions, but the danger is that many tend to make hasty decisions. To avoid trouble, as well as to use the potential of the mirror date as efficiently as possible, choose the side of goodness, peace and light. Avoid disputes and conflicts, do not react to provocations. Continue the work you have begun, maintain and preserve the very principle of life, and before making an important decision, think 10 times. Remember tact and diplomacy. The day is favorable for starting trips or long journeys. February 23, 2023 is a mirror date that worries many people. On this day, a real portal of opportunity opens up. It is important not to miss a second of precious time and have time to do as much as possible. That's all we have. Subscribe and don't miss our daily and unique releases from Boni Horoscope. See you soon.